Once upon a time, in a bright and busy kitchen, lived a very special, but very tiny, garlic clove named Garry. Now, Garry was small, round, and a brilliant, shiny white, but he was also terribly shy. He lived with all the other vegetables in the big, cool refrigerator, a place bustling with activity. Every time the heavy fridge door swung open, a bright light would flood their home, and Garry would hear the same old words over and over again. "Eww, garlic," a little voice would say, wrinkling their nose. "Oh, that garlic smells so funny," another would chime in. Each time he heard this, Garry's cheerful smile would droop a little. His shoulders, if a garlic clove had shoulders, would slump. He tried to hide behind the big, leafy lettuce or tuck himself away next to the sweet, silent carrots. "I know I smell strong," he would sigh to himself, his voice a tiny whisper only the other vegetables could hear. "It's just how I am. But I have a really big job to do, I promise." The other vegetables would try to comfort him. The carrots would rustle their green tops encouragingly. The tomatoes, plump and red, would offer a kind nod. But Garry still felt small and unimportant. He dreamed of the day he could show everyone what he was made of, but he was starting to lose hope. Would anyone ever see past his powerful smell? One chilly morning, the kitchen was filled with the sounds of cooking. Mom was at the counter, humming a happy tune as she prepared a big pot of soup. Garry peeked out from his spot in the fridge. His little garlic heart beat a bit faster with excitement. Maybe today was the day. Mom reached into the fridge. Her hand hovered over the vegetable drawer. Garry held his breath. First, she picked out the bright orange carrots, their leafy tops tickling his side as they were lifted out. Then, she chose the round, juicy tomatoes, their skins gleaming under the kitchen light. She even took a big, crinkly onion. But her hand moved right past Garry. She didn't even seem to notice him sitting there, small and white and hopeful. The fridge door clicked shut, leaving Garry alone in the cool darkness once more. He watched quietly from his little corner as Mom chopped and stirred. The kitchen filled with the savory aroma of cooking vegetables, but to Garry, it felt like something was missing. "No one needs me," he whispered to a sympathetic cucumber. "I'm just the stinky garlic that nobody wants." The cucumber didn't say anything, but it seemed to lean a little closer, as if to offer a silent hug. Later that afternoon, a strange quiet fell over the house. The usual sounds of laughter and play were gone. Instead, Garry heard a different sound, a sneeze, a chew. It echoed from the living room. Then, a small, dry cough. A little while later, another, bigger cough. Garry peered through the slightly ajar fridge door. He could see everyone huddled on the sofa, wrapped in blankets. They all looked so tired and pale. Their noses were red, and their get up and go had completely gotten up and gone. Something stirred inside Garry. It wasn't fear or shyness. It was a feeling of purpose. He looked at the tired family, and he looked down at his own small, white body. He knew what he had to do. He couldn't just sit here while everyone was feeling so under the weather. Taking a deep, shaky breath that smelled very strongly of garlic, he puffed out his chest. "This is my moment," he said, his voice no longer a whisper, but a brave, determined squeak. "It's time to be a hero." With a wiggle and a jiggle, he started to roll. He rolled right to the edge of the refrigerator shelf. It was a long way down to the floor, but he didn't hesitate. He tumbled out, landing with a soft little bounce on the kitchen rug. From there, he rolled with all his might across the cool tile floor. He dodged a chair leg and navigated around a fallen toy car. His destination? The big wooden cutting board that Mom had left on the counter. Getting up onto the counter was his biggest challenge yet. He saw the leg of a kitchen stool nearby. With a great deal of effort, he rolled up the smooth metal leg, inch by inch, until he reached the seat. From there, it was a short, bumpy roll across the stool and onto the countertop. He'd made it. He was exhausted but triumphant. He saw the big soup pot simmering on the stove. It was bubbling gently, sending up clouds of steamy fragrance. This was it. He rolled right onto the cutting board with a tiny asterisk, tap, tap, tap asterisk to get Mom's attention. Mom turned around, surprised. "Oh, where did you come from, little guy?" she said with a smile. She picked him up. Instead of saying "you," she gave him a little chop, releasing his powerful, zesty aroma into the air. Then plop! Garry jumped right into the soup pot, disappearing beneath the surface of the warm, bubbling broth. Almost immediately, the soup began to change. It bubbled a little more vigorously. The steam that rose from the pot carried a new smell. It wasn't just the smell of carrots and tomatoes anymore. The strong, funny smell of garlic began to mix and mingle with everything else. And something magical happened. The smell transformed from funny to absolutely yummy. Mom leaned over the pot and took a deep sniff. Her eyes widened. "Wow," she said, her voice filled with delight. "This soup smells amazing." What a difference! She ladled the soup into bowls and carried them into the living room. One by one, everyone took a spoonful. A hush fell over the room, replaced by sounds of happy sipping. Smiles started to appear on their tired faces. A wonderful warmth filled their tummies and spread through their whole bodies. "I feel better already," said one voice, sounding stronger than before. "Mom, this soup is the best ever," said another, their voice losing its stuffy sound. Deep inside the warm, cozy pot, swimming amongst the carrots and noodles, Garry smiled the biggest, proudest smile of his life. His strong smell had blended with all the other ingredients to create something truly special, something comforting and delicious. He had done it. He had helped. "I may smell strong," he said to himself, feeling warm and happy all over. "But I helped keep everyone healthy and happy." From that day on, things were different in the bright, busy kitchen. No one ever said "Eww, garlic" again. Instead, when they opened the fridge, they would say, "Oh, good, we have garlic." It makes everything so tasty, and garlic helps us feel strong and healthy. And Garry, he no longer hid in the back of the vegetable drawer. He stood tall and proud right at the front of the shelf, a shiny white hero in his own right. He smiled his big, confident smile, knowing that he had a very important job. He had learned that being different, even smelling a little strong, wasn't something to be shy about. In fact, being different can be the most important and wonderful thing of all. So the next time you see a little clove of garlic, remember Garry. Remember that even the smallest things can have the biggest purpose, and everyone has a special, unique job to do in this world. Thanks so much for listening to Garry's story with me today. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more fun stories. See you next time.